Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to this channel, to my super chat. I cannot do this without you. Your super chat support is so greatly appreciated. If you want to talk about Tucker Carlson's new footage today, this evening, brand new, it's on right here. You can see up there, right up here. Yeah. Whoa, this is weird. Okay. Whoa, there. You can see the footage. It's up there, and it sheds light into what Democrats and media didn't want you to know. Hit subscribe to my super chat again. Thank you. Do I condemn January 6th? Yeah, I condemn the chaos and I condemn the mayhem, and I don't support that. Do I condemn Democrats hiding video footage that is exculpatory evidence? Yeah, I do. You can simultaneously condemn the mayhem and chaos. Ronald, hello. Eric, everybody here, hello. You can simultaneously condemn, and to my super chat, I cannot do this without you. Give me your thoughts via super chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. I simultaneously condemn what took place that day and also the fact that doors were let open and people were allowed in to walk around the building calmly alongside law enforcement officials. This is the truth. The truth is not that this was like Pearl Harbor. Democrats are always accused of saying the most outlandish, absurd. Media is always sensationalizing everything. You have to go to Fox News. You can watch it right there. Real News Headquarters, thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my super chat again. Thank you. So you can simultaneously condemn what took place, and you can also condemn this, and also simultaneously support why people protest. So I support why people protested this day, okay? But I do not support, if you look here, 19 lives lost, 14,000 arrests, $1 to $2 billion in insured damages in the United States from May 26th to June 8th. That's just from May 26th to June 8th. Do you understand what Democrats have done in media? They have created this amnesia. Our country has this amnesia where we can only be filtered the truth through democratic sensibilities. The sensibilities of morally superior liberal Democrats don't care about 14,000 arrests. But I support law enforcement, but I support why people protested peacefully. But these were linked to left-leaning protests. And CNN used the phrase fiery but mostly peaceful. The euphemism, or the phrase, I should say, was mostly peaceful, mostly peaceful. They wanted to continue to emphasize that the $1 to $2 billion in property damage, the $500 million in Minneapolis, St. Paul property damage, the 14,000 arrests, the lives lost just from May 26th to June 8th. I mean, if that's right, you're looking at what? Less than 2 weeks? You're looking, I mean, is this $1 to $2 billion in property damage just in 2 weeks? That can't be right. We have 2,000 officers. 2,000 officers. Now, there was one officer in particular who lost his life that day. The day after. And you talk about lies. This is from the actual website of where he worked, United States Capitol Police, natural causes. God bless this man. Of course, it was in the line of duty, but it wasn't if that date hadn't happened, he would be alive today. Officer Sicknick, he would be alive today if that day didn't happen. But he was not attacked the way CNN and others stated he was. Again, another lie. The people who are so petrified of Trump's lies lie infinitely more than he does. So again, this is it's right here, and just within the past couple of minutes, it went from 470,000 views to 489,000 views. The truth, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot more intricate than what Democrats or media will tell you. His story! I am an eyewitness. Well, God bless you. I am an eyewitness. His story. Thank you. His story. Real News Headquarters. To my super chat, thank you. You can sign. You see, Democrats and media do not want you, and never Trump Republicans, the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld Republicans, they don't want you to have two thoughts, emotions. More than one emotion is too much. His story, thank you. Real News, thank you. Supermax John, thank you. G Corber, hello. I Carolyn, hello. Gladys, hello. If you have more than one emotion, ladies and gentlemen, if you condemn what took place, but also understand it wasn't Pearl Harbor and that Democrats were embellishing and exaggerating and lying for political purposes, even though part of what they were saying was true, part of what Democrats and CNN were saying and MSNBC and the New York Times was true. Yeah, there was chaos and mayhem in the beginning in front of the building. Then people were let in. And if the rebuttal is, well, people wanted to de-escalate, the officers there, fine, but it's still not Pearl Harbor. Do these people not understand anything about U.S. history? Can they not make a distinction in their mind? Can the wonderful, highly educated, morally superior Democrats not make a very simple distinction, or have two thoughts or emotions, or numerous emotions and thoughts, and experience them simultaneously? Do they have to always look at Trump as the embodiment of all criminality and evil in the known universe? And this is why close to half the electorate will always choose Trump, because when you despise him so much, and then you lie, and then you yell from the rooftops that he lies, okay, that is a problem. His story, thank you. Again, you had more than 2,000 officers just in the first couple of weeks injured. Where did Kinzinger even talk about this? See, has Schumer ever answered why the building was open? Why did the man in the funny costume get escorted by numerous officers and walk by 9 officers? Don't say that you had to de-escalate there. He was not a criminal threat to anyone at that point. He wasn't committing a crime at that specific point. You could say trespassing, but that's not 4 years in prison. They lie all the time. They lie all the time. It's unbelievable. Then they hyperventilate about Trump lying. And this is why they don't, this is a battle for emotion. That's why they focus on the word narrative and not facts. They don't use the word facts because the facts are what Tucker Carlson showed you in the video. Okay? The facts are that it was a terrible day. It was not Pearl Harbor, the Battle of Antietam. It wasn't 20 years ago in September. And they shamelessly tried to create this. Nobody was trying to overthrow the government that day. If you think that they were trying to overthrow the government, then how do you then describe this Wikipedia page? Because Wikipedia is supposed to be the be all end all of facts, and this is the public record of everything that happened, and Wikipedia constantly disparages conservatives, then ignores the critique given by conservatives of liberal pundits or journalists or people on the left who happen to have their own Wikipedia page. You'll never get an article cited on a Wikipedia profile of a left-leaning person from a conservative publication. It ain't happening. But oh my God, you will get so many accusations and disparaging citations the other way around. But anyway, this is from the Floyd protests, and I agree with, again, numerous emotions and ideas and thoughts simultaneously, which is what being a human being is called. That's why artificial intelligence robots can't really be human. They're not capable of numerous thoughts. They're not capable of any emotion. Robots aren't capable of emotion. Okay? But Democrats want to turn people into an AI robot. They programmed to experience only certain emotions regarding Trump. It can never be nuanced. They keep talking about context. I would like to know if Schumer or if Kinzinger shed a tear over the 14,000 arrests and the $1 to $2 billion in property damage and the 19 lives lost. It's right there. It's right there. And his story, thank you again to my super chat. Thank you. Real news, thank you. It's pretty unbelievable that you only have one, and here you have one narrative you're supposed to, and then they say you're lying about the narrative. You can't lie about a narrative when new facts are being presented. Are these people imbeciles? How can you say that a narrative, you can't say you're lying about a narrative when you're literally introducing new video footage showing that Kinzinger and Cheney and others lied about the entirety of the event. This is not rocket science. And every single time Democrats get caught in a lie, Trump gets more and more popular, even with people who don't like his personality. This is a very courageous man right here, Capitol Police officer who saved lives, I think, or at least saved people from being harmed. This man, and he was not given the support from Democrats, who, by the way, ran Congress. Pelosi was Speaker of the House. Did she have any responsibility at all that day? Of course. Why wasn't she? Why didn't she add the security that Trump wanted? See, they say that Trump never ordered anything. It wasn't only for him to order. If something happens under Trump's administration, it's not like it's his, like he has to order the security himself. He's the president of the United States. And if Democrats viewed him to be this monster, why didn't they put barricades, like numerous barricades? What happened to the barricades? How did the barricades get taken down? Corey, hello. How come this man was not given the political support that he needed or the support that day? Because he let people know, if you look at the Tucker Carlson interview, he let his superiors know, hey, you know what? I need help. This man said, I need help. I need backup. And he never got the backup. He never got the backup he needed. Why? But see, nobody answers these simple questions. You have 2,000 officers injured. Did Kinzinger shed even half of a tear? Every time I look at this man, he's either looks like he's constipated or he just won like the lottery, like crying like he's crying tears of joy or he's constipated. Kinzinger is like an actor. I've never seen a better actor than this man. He voted 90% of the time with Trump, which was a good thing in many ways. JB, hello. And it's like, how do you go from voting 90% of the line of Trump to stating that he tried to overthrow the government and ignoring the $1 to $2 billion in insured damages? Just it says from May 26th to June 8th. Am I reading this right? In the chat, am I reading this right? Am I reading this right? Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading it right. I don't know if I'm reading this right. Is it just from one? So, yes, I agree with why people peacefully demonstrated that day. I do. I agree with why people peacefully demonstrated, but I don't agree with this. Were there peaceful demonstrations in January? I think so. According to CNN. So then you see like continued nationwide over economic inequality. Well, what does it matter? You're destroying, if people are destroying property, destroying businesses owned by people of color, what is the point in saying that you're doing so for a good purpose? There is no good purpose to destroy things. So you have a situation where he was ignored. This man was ignored. He tried to get backup. He tried to get support from people that day in positions of power, and he did not get the support that he needed. Why? There was no cross examination. Okay? There was no cross examination. The January committee had no cross examination. So it was a show trial. And nobody equates it with Pearl Harbor or September of 20 years ago. Absolutely nobody does. Okay? So absolutely nobody does. And then you look at the footage, they're on the defensive, and it's just like when that young man was attacked by three people running after him. And then they said, well, he provoked him. Well, how does he provoke him? Oh, he brought the rifle. Bringing a rifle doesn't provoke anyone. It shouldn't provoke anyone to commit a violent act. It should do the opposite. Deterrence. And if it doesn't do the opposite, then you have the moment that what took place. But you can show video footage to the morally superior, highly educated. You can show video footage to Democrats who have been told a lie and say, look, here is the footage. Okay? It's not what you've been saying. And then they will say that's a lie. Like, like it was that old meme from like 15 years ago. I want iPhone. I want iPhone. It's like that one. It's like the old. So Tucker Carlson today, Paul, hello. Tucker Carlson today showed video of the officer who lost his life. Apparently, he had voted for, liked Trump, but I believe a couple family members didn't like Trump or liked Trump at one point, but then blamed Trump for January. But see, Trump did not tell people to commit criminal acts. He did not tell people to do that. Just like Democrats didn't tell people to destroy $1 to $2 billion in insured property damage. Now uninsured, it's supposed to be closer to 3 or 4 billion, or more than that. So what you were told, Lisa, hello. What you were told about January from Democrats and media was a lie. It was a lie by omission. Okay. By the way, most law enforcement, most soldiers, most veterans are conservative. Not all, but most. The majority of uh, like firefighters and law enforcement and veterans are conservative. Okay, they're not going to be offended by symbols of the United States of America like the morally superior, many of the morally superior people on the left. But you see video footage of the officer walking around. They lied and they said that he was, assaulted with a fire extinguisher. This, of course, was one of the many, many, many lies that they retracted. Okay, so you can see. So this was a lie. This was a lie. Okay, and eventually it takes New York Times quietly updates report, retracts story, quietly updates report, and that's what they do. And then PolitiFact update. So, but again, you've already lied, and the lie has created a myth. So it's the Democrats that believe in these myths. Then when they complain about Trump not accepting results, they never truly, essentially, in a traditional manner, accepted results. Simply saying, okay, Trump defeated Clinton and then investigating him for possibly working with the Kremlin is not accepting results. Sorry. I mean, these people they think they can get away with anything in terms of deceitful behavior. That's not the way life works. Okay? Everybody um understands what's going on. They don't really have any specific Sky Queen, hello. They don't really have any specific rebuttal to Trump. They can't say, "Oh, our policies are better. The economy is about to the stock market's about to crash." And that's because of all the money and the interest rate nonsense from the Federal Reserve that says, here's this is bizarre. They see the footage supports his delusional view. No, his delusional view is actually the accurate view. It was a terrible day, but people were let into the building. Why? You never get this question leveled at Democrats. Why? Why was Bernie Sanders cheated? Why? Why didn't you? Why are they so upset at the Twitter files? Why? The Twitter files told the truth about censorship. It is the New York Post. When was the last time the Times or the Washington Post were censored? But here you have footage shows uninjured. So he was uninjured that day. And so this is one of the lies. March 6th. So this is also what there's new footage that he aired today. He was uninjured that day. All of the reports that said maniac Trumpers took his life were wrong. Now, I do believe that it was still in the line of duty because had he not experienced that day, he'd be alive today. But again, Trump didn't tell people to commit any crimes. Democrats love to say that Trump organized January, but Democrats had absolutely nothing to do with $1 to $2 billion. And by the way, you have 1 to 4 million sub channels, 900,000 sub. Where were they that summer? They weren't protesting. Where's the video footage of them protesting? They were not protesting that summer. And they benefited, though, financially. And media organizations said, "Oh, Trump, he's a tyrant. He's trying to stifle or you know intimidate the People's First Amendment." It's like there was chaos and mayhem every single day. Every single day in every major city, there were curfews. And Kinzinger was not crying. Every single day. Did Kinzinger shed a tear for this? Did Chuck Schumer condemn this? Did Democrats say anything about condemning? They actually bailed out demonstrators that were arrested. Do I support why people peacefully demonstrated? Yeah. Yeah, I do. But you have too many questions. There are too many questions, too many very bizarre footage shows Capitol uninjured. Okay, God bless him and his family, his soul, but the question is, why did they lie about his loss of life? Jeez, why every time the New York Post, every single time. I can't go on the New York Post without it's like every single time. So I can't say it. You know what? The family of the officer doesn't like Tucker Carlson. I'll leave it at that. Here is how lies are told. The Guardian's lying right now. 9 lives have been lost linked to the on the by supporters Trump told to fight like okay. They know very well he did not mean, and this is how they lie about Trump in service of his lie. No, he did not say commit crimes in service of his lie. This is false. This is false. He was talking about going through the courts. He was talking about voting. He was talking about politically and peacefully. That his defeat by resulted in okay, so this is the deceptive claim right here. Because Trump's lie led to all of this carnage. No, it didn't. Trump has every right to lie and say anything he wants to, just like CNN and Democrats and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and all of these people routinely lied about cheating Bernie Sanders, um, WMD. We can go on forever. The lies are endless. Um, oh, there's no inflation. We don't. You know what? What else? Oh, Biden. Biden was arrested during the civil rights movement. All of these people lie with impunity. But Trump. Okay, so Trump lied. Okay, so it's bad. But is it as bad as when Biden said he had no knowledge of Hunter's business and his associates, and we find that out in the New York Post that he did, that he met with business associates? He lied through his teeth, Biden did. So it's funny how Trump's lies lead to carnage and destruction. Are you not lying to a community if you tell them that if you just ignore I should probably restate. I don't want to say Trump has every right to lie because nobody really has a right to lie. So I but and then they lie here. So I misspoke just now. Trump, Trump and Democrats have no right to lie. But if Trump behaves just like the Democratic Party, and in fact, if the Democratic Party lies about um, far greater issues like Trump working with the Kremlin, he never did. That was a lie from the very beginning. People said that there were contacts. These were deceptive statements. These were lies by omission. He never worked with the Kremlin. Wasn't even a reason to be suspicious, but even if you were suspicious, where was the evidence? Oh, intel reports from people who despise Trump, from President Obama's intel chiefs, Democrats. The country was supposed to trust the Democratic Party, outgoing administration, these intelligence chiefs without any bias. And then you look at Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberger, and they were accused of giving Republicans the information and not Democrats, and it's always Democrats and Republicans, and so you're supposed to now trust the outgoing Obama administration intel apparatus? Did they not lie all the time about Trump? So I misspoke. I shouldn't have stated that Trump had a right to lie, but he has a right to his viewpoint. You wanted to call it a lie? Fine. Democrats have a right to their viewpoint, but what they did was investigate Trump and create a new Cold War. So, like this is completely false. Trump was impeached for it, but he was when enough Republicans stayed loyal. Um, yeah, I think there was a couple Democrats also. He didn't incite anything. He wasn't there to incite anyone. He said go peacefully. How is that inciting anything? So, but see, it really doesn't matter what I say. Everybody knows the truth. The truth is that it was a terrible day. It wasn't the day that um it wasn't the day that see here this is the public relations spin here. What was offensive about Tucker Carlson's January footage? If you listen to this hero right here, he was not given the support as he was saving lives, as he was saving people from harm, he was not given the support by all the people now who are offended by the Tucker Carlson's video to provide accurate content. Last night's program commentary filled with offensive, misleading conclusions. This is an opinion to provide accurate context. Conveniently cherry picked, so did the Democrats. They conveniently cherry picked the most chaotic moments and left out people just walking around and being let into the building and being escorted by officers. Why did they leave that out? The commentary fails to provide context about the chaos and violence. Actually, it does provide it provides context. And like I said, God bless Officer Sicknick, his family. Um, God bless them. If they don't like Tucker Carlson, they have every right not to like Tucker Carlson. So this was not what was reported. And that's the problem. That's the problem. I didn't hear. Let me see. I didn't, did Grassley? I didn't see Chuck Grassley. Let's see. I'm not looking at my phone here. Grassley. I don't think that Grassley said anything too bad. Here's the thing. Everybody knows the truth. The truth was that it was a terrible day. That anyone can condemn that day. It was a terrible day. I condemn it, but I also condemn $1 to $2 billion in property damage. So why can't you condemn both examples of chaos and mayhem? That's the question. Why can't you condemn both, you know, I mean, if you have 2,000 officers injured during just the first weeks, you have 2,000 officers injured nationwide during the first weeks of protests that summer. And that's the problem. Trump made a huge mistake. And the mistake was if he had a political cause that he thought was worthy of protest, he was never going to be treated ever, ever, ever in the manner that media treated demonstrators that summer. I understand that summer I support why people demonstrated, but Trump made a huge strategic mistake, and there was nothing good that was going to come from that day aside from a catastrophe, because he should have understood that there could be bad actors. We'll leave it at that. There could have been Trump should have understood when he got in that the government would be leveled against him, and when he got out, that the government would be leveled against him. I don't think that Trump truly understood that. I don't think he really. I think because he was president, he he felt a sense of safety, not safety, but he felt that he didn't really have to worry about certain things because he was president, or worry about the government trying to take him down. And I think that was a big that was something that he has to address next time around. I mean, he won't. You could get Hillary Clinton as president in 24 if Georgia and Arizona Republican parties don't back Trump. Okay, if Georgia and this is the thing, if Trump doesn't, what he has to do, he has to go on CNN and MSNBC and calmly talk to people and calmly get into a debate. He has to be there has to be a humanizing moment where he confronts the same people who want to turn him into a monster. Okay? Sky Queen, thank you. Born to raise hogs, thank you. Thank you, Born to raise hogs. Thank you so very, very much. Born to raise hogs. Thank you, everybody here. Already, people are hopefully either being freed or having sentences reduced. The man in the funny costume will either be freed or have his sentence reduced. Big time. Exculpatory evidence. See, this is the thing. Never take a plea deal. Never take a plea deal. Because if you are innocent, never take a plea deal. If you're not represented by by great attorneys, and the plea deal is missing exculpatory evidence, never take the plea deal. Never. Lives have been destroyed, ruined, lost by taking a plea deal, you know, because if you're innocent, eventually you'll be able to get that video footage or prove that this didn't happen. I mean, before you take the plea deal, never be forced to do something, you know. Indy, hello, Born to Raise Ox, thank you so very, very much. As always, Born to Raise Ox, I hope all is well. Hope you're doing well. So, you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where 2,000 officers just in a couple of weeks were injured. This amnesia that Democrats and media have tried to create has worked. People don't see. They don't even want to compare because they don't see like Hillary Clinton or Biden or Chuck Schumer telling people to get on the streets. But there are, I mean, there's a New Jersey senator that said he wanted to punch Trump. Okay. There's a California congresswoman who said, get in people's faces. After the Dobbs decision, there was another congresswoman who actually gave tacit approval to violence. So, I mean, you're talking about hypocrites. It's not like this is the thing. They're not going to implement Medicare for all or any specific, policy. So all they have is emotion and groupthink. It's now a dysfunctional high school. American politics is a dysfunctional high school. Okay? American politics is a dysfunctional high school. Say it a million times. They're the cool kids at CNN and MSNBC and the Washington Post and the Times and former Twitter officials who are protecting us from the truth about Hunter and Joe. And um, these are the cool kids. And Trump is like the the person all the cool kids are trying to pick on. He's could be viewed as a flawed character, but really his personality, he doesn't really do anything that bad. Like Trump has never done anything that bad to warrant such vitriol and disdain. What on earth did this man do aside from preside over record low poverty? What are his lies? Compare his lies to Hillary or Biden. It's like not even close. Their lies have to do with serious national security issues. Every lie attributed to Trump is filtered through the morally superior, highly educated, almost always apoplectic sensibilities of wonderful liberal Democrats. So if you look at like Trump's top lies, it'll be like downplaying, you know what? He didn't downplay, you know what? He didn't downplay, you know what? Because you're wrong, Dr. Rand. And also, New York's governor and Pelosi, they're the ones who said don't take it seriously initially, or at least there's nothing to be worried about, which could be viewed as don't take it seriously, if you want to accuse Trump of that. So, what did this man lie about? A Sharpie crowd size? What is I don't get, I swear to God, I don't get this. Aside from defeating Clinton, what on earth did this man do that was so terrible? What on earth did this man do that was so terrible? We had an amazing economy. He wanted to open up. Democrats said, no, 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 keep it shut. Keep the economy shut, which is why we will see that economic, unfortunately, the stock market crash that I've been telling everybody. I've been telling everybody about a stock market crash since the end of 2021. Also, Bitcoin, I think, will get down to 10,000 or below, probably below 10,000. Exactly. He exaggerates. That's all. That's all. Born and raised Hawks. Thank you. So I don't understand. Like they can lie. They routinely lie about Trump. I mean, there had to have been at least 20 to 30 retractions, 20 to 30 retracted stories about Trump. You know what? I will go ahead and I will try to give you a count in the next week or so of all the stories that were untrue, retracted stories about Trump. Okay, fix a bike. I think the market will be, yeah, I think the market will be down big. I mean, fix a bike. Thank you so very much. It's completely counterintuitive. The market is completely counterintuitive. Let's see. What are the Dow Jones futures? Here, so there you go. Dow Jones futures, it's completely counterintuitive. So let's see. So the futures are up. Dow Jones futures are up because regulators, um, let's see, hold on 1 second. Regulator announced backstop of SVB depositors, so they might get bailed out. But again, it's complete. This is like worse than Vegas. I mean, it's worse than Vegas. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Mm. So it's just completely counterintuitive. But I think this week's going to be a bad week. I don't see the market doing anything but going down the next couple weeks and the next couple months. So, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Um, Sparky, and that's a question, Sparky. That's a good question. I should be back later tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not 100% sure, but stay tuned. I will have definitely either an upload or another live stream. Sparky, thank you. Sparky, thank you. Fixo Bike, thank you. I would not invest in the market. I'd get out of the market, especially if I was up. Born to Race Hawks, thank you as always. Thank you as always, Born to Race Hawks. Thank you. I think the market will tank. And I think we're going to have a stock market crash very soon. Big one, unfortunately. Give me your thoughts below. Thanks, Born Race Hawks. Everybody here, thank you so very much. And I will see you either this